So the two hardest workouts you did this year were both at Crash?
Well, last year, yeah. But I feel like that's
within the
how.
last year.
I mean, you might disagree with me, and a lot of people might.
That's how it should be.
I feel like the hardest workouts you do should be in competition.
I agree.
I mean, like, it's good if you can take yourself to that place in training, but it's pretty hard to, one. And also, you want your hardest output to be in competition, unless you're just that good, like you're Matt Fraser, and then literally you're just that much better than the competition. But
also, they're often, I feel like the way things are programmed in competitions is usually so you can kind of do that, whereas training, you are often working on like very specific things, so you can't always like bury yourself in training pieces.
And I'll be honest, that's probably one of like my biggest limiters, maybe in like continuing to advance, is like pushing as hard as I absolutely can in training. Like I train really well, but it's like the days where you do need to just burn it down, like it's hard to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Do you want to go over hardest or most unique first?
We can go over most unique.
Okay. I only came up with 2. I know I have more. I only came up with 2 off the top.
What did you mean by unique? Like just something that stands out to you, like you really like the flow and like movements and just like.
Yeah, like the flow, like an interesting combination, an interesting like rep scheme, something like that.
That's what I was thinking. But.
So for me, I know I have more, but I just didn't have time to find them. But here's the 2 like major ones that were in my head. So the first is this one here. I don't know if you can see that. So 5 sets, 21, 15, 9, calories at damper 6, and then calories at damper 3. So it was like you did 21 at damper 6, 21 at damper 3, 15 at damper 6, 15 at damper 3, 9, 9. And it was just weird because it's like it's the same movement, but the difference between a 6 and a 3 is like it's almost a different movement.
It's like a different
because of the yeah, like the difference in like cycle speed and stuff. It just changes the way your legs feel like crazy.
Okay,
so it's kind of like an interesting combination.
I like that style of training. I do think that's good. That's the most unique though. Single modality.
It's one of them.
Single modality monostructural on a bike.
Hey, how often do you see that?
So I guess you're right. I mean, I don't see that in terms of training that often. But I like it.
And then the other one I came up with, this is one of the ones I could think of. It was every 6 minutes for 4 sets, 1 legless rope climb, 8 bar muscle up, 1 legless rope climb, 8 bar muscle up.
Yeah, I like that workout. That's gross. High skill gymnastics, so grippy.
Yeah, super grippy. And then it was like actually surprising how much the like legless rope climb took it like out of my hip flexors.
Oh yeah.
When I got to the bar muscle up.
Trying to like bicycle kick with the legs.
Yeah.
Or a kip with the legs. Are you?
And then obviously my grip was just shreked.
Yeah, to work out like that, especially when it's only one at a time. Like, are you just a bicycle kick guy? Like, you don't have to like just like, kip them, right?
Yeah. No, I just like bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
So those are my 2 most unique. I know I have more, but I couldn't find them right now. And then the worst workout I did. One of the worst workouts I did all year was this one. So 4-time 2-mile run and then 40 front squats at 185.
Jeez.
This hurt so bad. So my goal was like to get a long run and then a bunch of front squats at 185. And like my goal was basically to kind of even it out to where I had to like a minute. I wanted to make a minute on the run equivalent to a minute on the squats.
Okay.
So I feel like if this was 20 front squats, the 2 wouldn't be equivalent and you could really race the run and kind of just like sandbag the squats a little bit. And if it was more front squats, you'd have to pace the run a little bit more and then just kind of like hope for more on the front squats.
Yeah, I think that's a good weight. And like you said, rep scheme. 10, 8, 8, 7, 7. Yeah, that's good. I mean, your run pace is like, I mean, dude, 7.5 minute mile pace is no joke when you got to come in and do all those squats. It's like, I don't know how
Yeah,
much harder you, unless you're just like an elite runner, I don't know how much harder you would want to run, to
yeah,
be like, so I feel like, dude, at 7:30, like, I don't know. Obviously, there's people out there that are like, just think they're, well, not think, maybe they are just good runners and they're just like, oh, 7:30, that's nothing. But I don't know, for me, that's an aggressive pace for a workout pace, like 7:30.
yeah.
I
It
mean,
was
that's,
pretty. But it was like I knew when I got back, all I had was front squats. So it was like, it wasn't like I was coming into burpees or anything super like high heart rate. So I was like, I have to kind of go here.
but
And
it sucks, like bracing, even like a 185 front squat, like you gotta brace a little bit, and like it's still
yeah,
taxing. It feels metabolic.
yeah. And then so I have a garage gym, but it was like super, super dirty when I did this. So I like couldn't do it in my garage gym. So I brought the barbell out onto the grass.
The squat
And I
clean.
was just front squatting like from squat cleaning the grass.
Yeah.
But the problem was my grass is like super soft. So anytime I dropped the barbell in between, it was like getting deeper and deeper. So my last squat clean, I swear to you, the bar was like this far off the top of my foot. Because it was like sunk so deep into the grass.
When I first moved into our townhome we live in now, because I have a garage gym too, but it's a low ceiling. It was a nice day anyway. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do my like Oli work outside. So I pulled out. I had some extra like horse stall mats, and so I pulled them out. I even pulled horse stall mats out onto the grass, like for each side of where the plates hit. And I was just snatching, just dropping the bar from overhead and stuff, and it just put big old divots in the ground. I was like, whoops.
Yeah. So this was kind of nasty. Like I said, you could probably run this like at like a 7-minute mile, but then then you're really like deep in it for the front squat. So this one was pretty nasty. I like the way it turned out.
Do you think you could have maybe rested 5 to 10 seconds longer between each set and squeaked out 4 sets of 10? Because I mean, one whole extra set is a lot of extra time.
That was like my goal going into it was to do 4 10s.
Yeah.
But as I was thinking about it more before I started, like one of my huge problems is I always go for big sets, and then I end up just like resting way too long. So right before I started, I was like, no, I'm gonna do 10, 8, 8, 7, 7. Because I always do that. I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna hold on for like 12, 10, 8, whatever,
Yeah.
12, 10, 10, 8. Where it's just I might as well just go 10, 8, 8, 7, 7. For me, I don't think I could have done 4 sets of 10.
Maybe. I mean, obviously you don't have footage of that. That'd be one where it's like good to like watch back and like look at your rest times and be like, okay, if you'd have rested 10 seconds longer, held on to 2 more reps here, especially where you have to clean it off the ground and stuff.
Yeah. Because front squat is like it's like a big buy-in for that movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of them. This one is the next one. This is by far the worst workout I've done in probably 3 years. 4 on, 2 off, 20 cal echo, 10 unbroken front squat at 185, and then max burpee box jump over. When I did this, I hurt so bad. I could not stand up off the ground for 30 minutes.
Is that 24-inch box?
Yeah.
What were you doing your echo in? About a minute? I guess there's no need to do it in a minute. You probably did a little slower.
I don't remember. I have the splits somewhere, but
I would say it wouldn't even be worth it to do it in a minute, just like 4 minutes, because you don't want to just like have to hammer burpee box jumps forever.
If I remember right, I got like 20, 18, 18, 19 or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say ideally like do the bike in front squats probably within like do it in 2 minutes. Because I mean 2 minutes is a lot of time just to chip away at burpee box jump overs.
Yeah. So that one hurt really bad. It's interesting that they both have 185 front squat for me though.
I think I would have liked this workout, my unsolicited advice. I think 3 on, 2 off.
You think 3?
Yeah, because I think that you can still get the bike done and the unbroken in the front squats done in under 2 minutes, and then hammering out a little over a minute on the burpee box jump overs. I just think the burpee box jump overs might have been like a bit of just slower, steady. Yeah, like you're just not gonna be able to push as fast for 2 minutes. It's great. Whereas since you only have just over a minute, like you have more incentive to like push faster to rack up reps. But it's still gross.
Yeah, it was nasty, bro. It hurt so bad. I think I wanted it at 4 because I just need to work on like just like burpee, just like that cycling of just like kind of grinding on some burpees, because I'm pretty decent at like the shorter time domains, like if I'm doing power output with burpees in like the 2 to 3 minute range, but once it starts creeping up into like 4 and stuff is where I start to really like struggle.
Yeah, I guess before I said that, I should have said depending on what your goal for the workout was. Like this style, I mean, it still would hurt, obviously, but a little more aerobic, obviously, compared to if it were 3 minutes. Whereas if it was 3 minutes, I think if the right people did the workout, it'd be disgusting. Like, dude, output.
Yeah.
Get on it.
And it's also tough because it is like unbroken. I mean, obviously that's like a reasonable weight to do unbroken, but like just knowing like in the 3rd and 4th set, knowing you get off that echo and you're like, I gotta like grab this right now and go.
Here's the workout I did, actually kind of similar, not too long ago. It was interval style with rest in between, I think, maybe 2 or 3 minute rest in between, but it was, now I'm drawing a blank. I think it was 10 cal bike. I want to say it was more than that though. We'll say 10 cal. 10 cal bike, 10 burpee box jump overs at a 30-inch, 10 front squats at 185, and then 10 bar muscle up. And it was like rest. Then it was like rest 2 or 3 minutes and do it for 5 rounds. So I think it was 3 minute rest in between. But it's like, it just made me think of it. Yeah, like just doing a barbell front squat in a workout like that under fatigue sucks. Like at the top, like you just want to hang out and not go back down, but also holding that front rack just sucks. Like it's not passive. So it's such a hard balance of like, okay, get to the next rep. But oh my heck, my quads are just so full of lactate. And yeah, so that's what that made me think of that. 10, 10, 10, 10.
That's gross. I'm going to do that next week.
Yeah, I went unbroken.
Actually, I don't know if I can front squat yet. Yeah, I'll probably try and do that next week. You did unbroken. So it's 10 cal bike.
Yep.
10 burpee box jump over, 10 front squat, 10 bar muscle up.
Yeah, box was a 30 too.
And how many, do you remember how many intervals it was?
It was 5 because I remember I did 50 bar muscle ups.
Oof.
Brutal. 3 minute rest in between.
Dang, bro.
Yeah. Trying to remember what my time was. I think it was close to be like 1-to-1. I don't remember. Yeah.
All right, here's my next one. My other worstest. So for time, 10 cal echo, 500 meter ski, rest 2 minutes, 15 cal echo, 750 meter ski, rest 4 minutes, 20 cal echo, 1K ski. So I didn't like technically set this before, but I wrote it with the intention of like, again, the same thing. Like the 10 cal echo is basically equal to the 500 meter ski. Like you can't, like you have to sprint the echo.
Right. So it's all out.
So effort. Yeah, like it was an all out effort. So like what I ended up doing was basically like over 95 RPM. And then you can see here my like split paces for my per 500. So this was 145, this was a 150, and this was a 155. Bro, it hurt.
Great ski times.
So bad. Like actually something about like doing this, and I actually did this 2 weeks later with Run, the same exact like format. But after this one, like genuinely my triceps, lats, and abs were like so sore from not even like 2250 meter ski.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Shreked, bro.
Those are aggressive paces on the ski.
Like I actually sent myself so dark. It hurt so bad, dude.
I'd have liked seeing this workout descending. So just in reverse.
That would be gross too.
I mean, either way, I just naturally lean towards that. I mean, just that
Towards descending.
Yeah, just descending, just allowing for more intensity from like a psychological perspective. Like just like, oh, okay, like each round. I mean, that's like OG credit CrossFit. Like we're just like that Fran style, right? Just descending.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have the fitness for it to still obviously like it's still great push. I like it.
Yeah, that hurts so bad. You know something's bad when like you just get sore from like unreasonable amounts of volume.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember was it 24.1? The 21 on one arm, 21 on the other.
That workout
with the burpees.
Terrible. I hated that workout.
Bro, that has what, 90 burpees?
90 and 90, yeah.
Genuinely, I did that at such a high intensity. If you touched the back of my tricep the next day, I would like flinch. It hurt so bad. Like my chest and tricep from 90 burpees.
It's crazy. It's crazy how like what's the word I'm thinking of? Like the lack of routine of like we don't ever train in like a routine type. Like it's just so different, and when you do stuff like that, just the response your body gets from different stimuluses.
Do you think that people should be doing that, like that level, like that I put myself in with that 24.1? Like, do you think I should be doing that more often?
Depends what your goals are. To compete, you got to do it, but it also depends how often, like what type of the season. I think it's very nuanced.
Like, just if my goal is to get fitter.
I don't think if you want to just get fitter, you can just get fitter without doing that, going to that place, that dark place.
How much more fit do you think I get from doing that? Like, let's just say once a week versus training at like 90% 3 times a week.
You said the first one twice a week?
Just once. Like once versus twice or 3 times, or like what is the ratio?
90% 3 times a week. You should rarely be training at 100% or competing 100%, like in training.
Gotcha.
I think 3 times is just going to be
why
because it's way more accumulated reps, and it's still at a high intensity, because you got to remember high intensity is not max intensity.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like 24.1 was max intensity. Like when I did it, bro, genuinely, I remember like I started around a 15, and then like the next thing I really remember from that moment was like me laying in front of the fan.
Yeah.
Like there was like a 5 to 10 minute window that I don't remember.
That just reminded me, you talking about being in front of a fan. We can talk about when we get to my workouts. I remember one of the hardest workouts I've ever done.
Okay, let me go over my longest workout real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
And then you can go ahead. All right, this is my longest workout that I did this year. So it was 4 sets of all of this. So one set is 20 cal ski, 32 GHD, 20 cal ski, 16 GHD. Rest 2 minutes, 20 cal ski, 16 burpee over the yoke, 20 cal ski, 8 burpee over the yoke, rest 2 minutes.
And then 3 more times?
And then 3 more times. So it took me a total of 54 minutes.
Jeez. I don't do enough long training like that. A lot of that is like, I think I usually tend to lean more towards like, I think I want to naturally say that's just kind of junk volume and too much. But I do see value in doing just long, trudging, grunt work style pieces like that. Not a lot, but I do think it has its place, and that's something that I haven't done historically.
So do you think like 2 sets would have been more valuable than 4?
For most
maybe
people,
not more valuable, but the same amount of value?
Yes. In terms of like physiological adaptations, yes. But I think
in terms of metabolic?
Yeah, like physiologically, yes. Like in terms of like improving, just because I think over like you start to get into the like realm of just like overtraining and just lack of quality. But I think from a psychological,
you know what I call overtraining?
Softness.
Underadapted.
Yeah, I mean it's not wrong. It doesn't make it right to do it.
Why? No, it doesn't make it right, but it may be biased. It may be biased.
Biased in what sense?
Like I'm saying, this may be like super biased towards like endurance, like local muscular endurance and or aerobic endurance.
Yeah. No, I think, but I was saying, I was like, I think there's value in doing stuff like that from just like a psychological perspective, and just knowing you can go that long and just keeping yourself mentally locked into a workout for that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think I kept every one like about 5-ish minutes.
Yeah, that's good. I think there's value in doing that, you know. Just you gotta like be smart about how often you're doing it and stuff.
Yeah. So that was my longest one, 54 minutes.
Dang.
It's the longest workout I did last year.
I remember the longest workout I did was a couple years ago, training for the Iron Games. I don't think you were there, but they did like, it was like when Hyrox first came onto the scene, and like we basically did a Hyrox style like event at Summit Iron
Was
Games.
that 23?
I think so, and it was like with the sandbag, and we did the running and I remember doing a training piece, and it was like basically an hour of doing running and then doing lunge to sandbag and doing running and doing burpee broad jump, and yeah.
Have you ever done anything longer than an hour and a half?
Hour and a half?
Yeah. Including intervals, obviously, but like one piece that was over an hour and a half.
I don't think so. No, I doubt it. I'm going to this year when I run a marathon.
I was gonna say, not even a run.
I don't think I've ever ran over like 5 miles, dude. I'm gonna run a marathon this year, though.
Which one?
I was thinking
you want to do the Honolulu one with me in December?
I want to do it, but I don't want to pay to do it.
And then we could go on a vacation together. My dream will finally come true.
Well, shoot, Gage is about to be living not in Honolulu, but he's moving there in June.
I know, bro. I'm
gonna go stay with him, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out. I mean, when I decide to take a vacation.
Let me come.
St. George, I was thinking maybe, but then also might just do the Cottonwood one because it's like local. It's like I think that's in September.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bro, you should do the Hawaii one with me.
I'm not gonna spend the money to go out to Hawaii just to run a marathon.
No, but then we'll do a vacation after.
Well, I'm not gonna go by myself. If I go, I'd take my family.
Yeah, you bring Kiana, and then I'll bring Savai, and all 4 of us will go on vacation after we do it.
Yeah, and just leave my kids.
Bro, just get them a babysitter.
Yeah, ain't cheap. I mean, my family will watch them, but spend a few $1,000s.
You just don't want to go on a vacation with me.
I'd love to go on a vacation with anybody. Better get that landscaping money. Sponsor our trip.
Yeah, baby.
Business write-off.
I coached 6 hours today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
A brickyard?
Brickyard. Bricked up yard.
What class?
That's what we call it. I coached 5:30, 6:30, 9:30. Oh, 5 hours, 3 and 4.
Like what style of classes?
Proven functional fitness.
Classes?
No, I just call it fitness classes. Actually, I don't call it anything. I just call it class.
What do they call it? What do they call it?
What do you think they call it?
They call it CrossFit?
Here and there.
That cease and desist is coming, dude.
Good thing CrossFit don't protect its brand anymore, so they can get away with whatever they want.
True.
And then I coached the athlete classes at 3 and 4.
Those are like junior high, high school?
Yeah.
Just random, anyone can come. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's just like an open like high school class.
What'd you do with the kids?
We did tempo bench, like explosive push-ups, and then we did cleans, max like vert jumps, and then just like some bodybuilding stuff, and then like a little running thing at the end, running with V-ups.
You did vert jumps after some of the lifting?
Yeah, so it was like 3 cleans into 3 like bounds, basically. Why?
Gotta get that stuff beforehand, bro.
Before the cleans?
Yeah,
or before
yeah. You want that? You want the. I mean, not to say you can do it. I mean, if you're doing it as like post activation, like contrast style, which is valuable. I general of thumb, like high output stuff like sprinting, plyo work, right? Max effort. You want to do that stuff before your strength training.
It was with it. So it was like 3 cleans into 3 jumps.
But didn't you say you did a bunch of other lifts before?
Just bench.
You get away with that.
Yeah.
I like it. Do you guys do like plyos and stuff ever? Sprints?
Like they do. I haven't coached any classes where they do that.
Do you get to choose what they do though?
No, I just do whatever's programmed for the athletes.
Colby writes that up.
Yeah.
Nope.
Good thing I don't. I'd just be having them do like Fran and shit.
I mean, hey, it's not that they wouldn't get better. I mean, it's GPP. I mean, most of the kids are so unfit that it's GPP. Like,
that's the thing, dude. Like, to specialize as like a junior high kid, it's like doesn't really make sense. Like it's not like they've tapped out anything to where they need to like specialize.
Zero specialization.
Yeah.
Funny because like obviously kids that I coach, just like kids that are little know-it-alls, they're just smart mouths, just are ignorant, don't know anything. Like they'll give me crap and they're like, "Do you even play tennis?" And I was like, "I've never played tennis." And they're like, "Why are you coaching us if you don't play tennis?" And I was like, "Bruh." I was like, I do the strength and conditioning. I was like,
you're like,
I don't need to know how to play tennis to make you bigger, faster, and stronger, more athletic.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you can't even stand on one leg for 20 seconds without falling over. Like, let's just do some.
Please tell me you said that to him.
I do. I mean, I've said.
You're like, stand on one leg. He stands on one leg. You just like push
stand
him
on
with
one leg
finger.
for 20 seconds, and then let's do some basic freaking like resistance training and like learn how to sprint and land from a jump and. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all just CPP, dude. So it's funny.
Yeah.
We got off on a tangent, but it's all right.
All right. So what are your most unique workouts now that
I don't have any unique ideas. So we can just talk. I only thought of hard.
Oh, I just thought of one. Hold on. Where is it? What time of year was that? I don't know. I'm just going to write it down. I'll write it down like this. Okay, this is what it was. This was freaking brutal, bro. It was 20. No. Was it 20 or 30? 30 cal ski. 10 front squat at 185. Shocker. 10 thruster at 115. And then 20 wall balls. And then it was rest till 10 and repeat.
It's quite a bit of rest. How many times? Or just twice?
Just twice. Yeah.
Just hella squatting.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross. I like that.
That was one of my more unique ones. What I like about it is it starts with like the pull, and then you basically just go into like front squat, redundant.
Yeah, I mean, value of the ski there. Like, what do you feel like? You just some pre-fatigue, just some metabolic, just get the heart rate up.
Yeah,
just nothing too.
I just wanted because I originally was like, oh, okay, should I do bike? But I was like, no, that'll blow up my legs too much.
Yeah.
Same with row. So I just thought ski was like good to just like get me some like pre-fatigue, and then kind of just like put me in a hole to start doing the front squat stuff.
I also would have liked, or like you could have also done like a double under. 90. I mean, ski's good too, but I was saying if you wanted like another, just like do like a 90 dubs.
Yeah.
Or 100.
The thing is, I just feel like dubs are so if at that level, like if I start with just 90, it's just like so aerobic. Like I don't even have the chance to make it like super metabolic, like anaerobic yet. So that's why I like the skis, because like I could just rip on it.
Really? I feel like
I just feel like even if I did 90 unbroken dubs before that, it wouldn't add that much fatigue.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd get more fatigue from the double unders than the ski personally.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It was gross, huh?
Yeah. It hurts.
Did you unbroken on everything?
Yeah, that was the goal. Like I wrote those with like the numbers in mind that I knew I could hit unbroken. So for you, it might be like 225 front squat,
Oh,
135 thruster.
gross. Yeah, I could do that though.
Yeah.
After we go over some of the workouts that I talk about, remind me if you want to talk about it. A methodology talk that I talked with a coach with today. I'm just curious what you thought about what I said.
Okay.
But anyways, hardest workouts. One of them I didn't send to you. You can pull the other ones up in a minute if you want. I thought of this was my first year I made it to semifinals, backfield. This is when I was following Proven, and I was following.
When you had your long hair.
I did have a little bit longer hair then. Yeah.
Some flow.
Yeah, so I had like a separate like semifinals track that they were like sending out to us off like outside of just like the compete stuff. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of irrelevant, but it was, and granted I was not as fit then as I am now. So like a lot of the reason why this workout was so disgusting was the fitness level I was at. I mean, obviously I was decently enough fit to still be at semis, but I was like, I think I would be able to handle it better now than I did then. But it was every 5 minutes for 4 rounds, 30 cal echo bike, max effort sprint.
Oof.
So you did 30 cals as fast as you could. Your time every 5 minutes for 4 rounds. And it was horrendous. I remember I did the first one and just like felt that dump like right away. Like I was doing it in like just under 40 seconds. It's like 30 cals in like 30 something seconds. And
felt like 100 plus RPM.
Yeah, 105 easy. And Carson was there, and I was like telling him about. I was like, dude, I have to do this. I was like, you should jump in on it with me. And he's like, all right, I'll jump in on with you. And he gets on, and he goes, and he did 2 of them, and then he like tapped out and quit. And like just because like 2 max effort 30 calories just like that. He was like crawling on his hands and knees. Like, anyways, I like kept doing it. I finished it all out. So I did. After I finished that 4th one, it was literally so bad. I remember he was on like his hands and knees in front of the fan and like on his back with his feet up on the fan forever. I remember I crawled outside into the parking lot and just like laid on my back on the asphalt because I just like couldn't see. I just felt so sick. It was like 30 minutes. I had to just like lay there and felt just terrible. It was disgusting.
Like, do you think that makes you a lot fitter? Or do you think it just like hurts for no reason?
I think it definitely makes you fitter in that time, like that anaerobic. But I think a lot of it is psychological for the sport that we play.
Yeah.
Like just knowing that you can push yourself into that dark place, like that, like pain cave, because like you got to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that
Okay,
was
I'm
one
trying
I
to
thought.
pull these up. It's showing all my DMs, so I got to figure out how to stop that.
Yeah, you got some stuff you shouldn't in there, huh?
Yeah, from you, dog.
Yeah, right. I don't send you
The
shit.
stuff you send me, bro.
Dude, you send me.
Dude, you remember that one time when like my whole thing was just like people falling off like cliffs and stuff, and I just sent you all of them.
I didn't like that. I don't like seeing that stuff.
Me neither, dude.
Do you want me to just cite it what it is then?
I'm trying to see if I can get rid of this.
I feel like you could talk to these workouts too because you were there. I mean, you saw me do it. You saw other people do it.
Yeah, I didn't understand why you got so hurt on the purgatory one.
What do you mean?
Oh, here we go.
Just because I'm good at squatting?
I mean, it looks bad. Maybe I'm just not fit enough to like make it hurt, but like I still like I don't quite understand how it hurt you so bad.
Well, dude, just like in a competition too, like when you're going that fast, that's what I'm saying is like workouts in the competition should always be like the worst. But yeah, 50 pill thrusters. Dude, 50 chest to bar at a time sucks.
Yeah.
Biggest thing about this, dude, that pill was just gross. I mean, that dense, like rubber weight you had to hold. So it's just awkward, like squatting with it. One, it's just something that you don't ever do. Like a variation of like load, like the way you hold it, you just don't ever do. So that just throws
Yeah.
you off. So like everything's just off. Timing, way it sits on your body, just adapting to it is just really tough. And you're just going at a fast pace because you're racing the guys next to you. Chest to bar for me are always something that just blow my heart rate up. Just skyrocket my heart rate. Going back to the lunge, dude, the last set of 50 thrusters was just brutal. I remember just like my lower back just getting wrecked every time I dropped it in the bottom of the squat. Dude, I just want you to do it now since you just don't freaking see how.
I do want to do it. What did you use for? What do we use for a pill?
You're gonna have to order one, bro. You could use like one of those
On my
rogue,
landscaping salary, bro.
you could use one of those like rogue sandbags, like the feed sack sandbags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, not quite the
Do
same.
you guys have those at Wasatch?
Yeah, we do. That's what I practice
800?
with. Yeah, we practice with that, but kind of did it like ghetto style. And like where half the bag was like kind of still sitting on your shoulder, and you're just kind of like flopping the front part of it over.
The rule was just that it had to leave your body.
It had to get off your body, but it was bad. Some people weren't doing it.
Some
They should
people
have,
were like-
dude. They should have made it. We talked about it. Like you
Just
should
fall
have
off.
to keep your hands in front of your face, because like people were doing it like right here, and just like coming over their head instead of like their hands needed to be crossing in front of their face, because that way they couldn't like load it on the back.
Yeah.
I think JR talked about like he probably wouldn't have done it again like with thruster. Like he would have just done like the front squats or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it could have been cool with just like a. You can only touch it with one hand.
Yeah.
Front squat, but then people probably would have put it like this, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's just nasty. It effed me up. It hurt. So metabolic. Just odd object. Pretty high volume. 100 chest to bar, 100 squat, 100 thrusters.
Yeah, that's nasty. I want to do this. I'll do it. This
Time cap
one
is-
looked so gross, bro.
It's bad. And the time cap is so aggressive too.
So
People got-
5 rounds, 600-meter run, 15 burpee get overs on a 40-inch yoke, and then
Ascending deadlifts. I think when I
But
did
it-
this workout in training, I was like 29 something. I was almost at 30 minutes. And a lot of the people that like talk to, like most people are getting capped in the training. Like it was so tough.
so, but not a lot of people got capped in the.
There was a lot. I think like half the field got capped.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. For me, just like
So you said
running-
this one was one of the worst.
Yeah, dude. I'm not a great runner, so running is just tough for me. So back to back, like super aerobic movements, doing running, and then going into the burpees over the yoke. And I actually thought I executed really well. Like I was really happy with how I did on this workout. I think I took like 10th or something crazy, which I was happy with.
I feel like that's pretty good for like running and deadlifts for you.
Yeah, and then like just the deadlift bars, dude, 365 on a C70 bar
Short bar.
feels like 405. You know what I mean?
Is that the same short bars they have at Wasatch?
No, they're a little different.
Or same-ish thing or no?
I mean, we have shorty bars, but they're not that brand and they're different.
Hmm.
But yeah, dude, just freaking ascending heavy deads. It was gross, dude.
I
I'd like
like
to
that.
see. I want you to do this workout and see if you can go sub 30.
At 365?
Yeah.
See if I can go sub 30.
Mhm.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably take about 45 minutes to do it.
Think
No. 600-meter run, that's
3,000 meters, mile, just under
240.
a mile and a half.
Okay, so
Two-
that's
Just under a mile and a half, or think just under 2 miles. I mean,
you think 240 is unreasonable or what?
240, 600.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
trying to
in the
think what I
workout.
was- Yeah, I'm trying to think what I was trying to run when I did it. Can't remember. What would that mileage pace be? No, I don't think that's unreasonable.
That'd be like 8-minute mile, I think. Something about that.
That's like a just under a 2-minute 400, like a one.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I'm not running that fast. Okay, I'll change it to 3-minute.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to. I feel like that's what I was trying to run it at. Was like 3 minutes. And think, dude, 3 times 5, that's 15 minutes of running, and that's only leaves you 9 minutes left.
Oh, I'm cooked, bro.
Dude.
There's no way I'm.
Yeah, how
There's
crazy
no
is
way
that?
I'm going
That was
that
like what
fast.
I remember. I was thinking about that. That was like, dude, if you run the 600s in 3 minutes, it's 15 minutes of running, and that leaves you 9 minutes to do however many deadlifts it is. I can't remember. And then
75 burpees over the yoke.
75 burpees over the yoke. 9 minutes to do all that.
Is that how you spell yoke?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm thinking of egg yolk.
Oh, like YOLK?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Did you? Oh, all right. Do you have more workouts? Or was
Not
that
more
it?
workouts, just that methodology thing. If you want to talk about it later.
Okay. One thing I want to talk about, which you might have already seen.
The team stuff.
This is, yeah.
Bro, does that mean that they're
So-
gonna make individuals do it too?
That's what I was thinking.
Like, I feel like I bet they will. If they make the teams doing it, they're gonna make the individuals do it too. What are they thinking, dude? There's no way.
So they announced that there's going to be an 800-meter loop in the online semifinals. So it looks like course must begin and end using the same line. Course can use any combination of loops, run laps if necessary to total 800 meters. The course may be longer than 800 meters if necessary based on geography, but cannot be shorter than 800 meters. Teams hoping to qualify for the CrossFit Games must have photo and video evidence of their run course available on request. Okay, what do you think about this?
Dude, I mean, I understand how important running is in the test of fitness, and this is technically semifinals. But dude, I just don't think that there's any way you can keep it regulated. And it's just, I hate the word fair, but it's just, there's gonna be ways. People brought up all the different reasons why, like, cause they program the workouts. You'd have to maybe go to the CrossFit Games to look at what the workout is. But they didn't even do it. They should have done it to where, like, they did it where there's a pull-up bar, I know, and that just like makes it so much harder because like you can't go to just like a track.
Yeah, just put it with like a
have, like,
50-pound
barbells.
dumbbell or 70-pound dumbbell.
Or just like some even barbells. You can carry barbells and
Yeah.
weights in a truck, but like you can't have a pull-up rig, so it screws people. Yeah, dude.
Well, here's what I gotta say about it, bro. There's runners in Brazil. Like there's assault runners in Brazil. Like you could do it on the assault runner.
Yeah, even that.
If you're willing to go so far out as to say you can record whatever freaking course you want.
But I feel like a lot of people don't have assault runners too.
But that's what
Like-
I'm saying is like it's so outrageous. I feel like to program something where you can just like set your own run course that it would be almost as outrageous to just qualify just have them run on an air runner.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare. And I
Like
know
if
there's
you're
a lot.
like if you're hoping if you have the logistics to get to the games in New York, then you have the logistics to find an assault runner because they are probably in every country.
Probably valid. Think about all the fuss. There would be people making fusses about it though. Be like, you didn't give us a heads up warning in time. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Like, I don't know. I know there's more to it too. I don't know what the judge is supposed to do during the run. Like follow him on the run.
Run with
I-
them.
Yeah, there is stuff, and even on some of the other workouts, dude, I'm pretty sure teams have to have 3 judges because they have to have 2 like actual.
You know what they're
judges.
going to announce?
What?
They're going to announce like a like a wearable sponsorship. Be like, you have to be wearing this to track your run distance.
But I think yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, I think it's a nightmare, and I think it's gonna be even worse because I guarantee they're gonna make freaking the individuals run too. Which I'm fine with having running in the test, but I just doesn't work online.
Do you think it would be more reasonable to have like a 50-foot shuttle, like instead of 25?
Yeah, more reasonable, just because you can standardize it, regulate.
Most gyms can have a 50 feet.
Oh, you said
Well, a lot of
50-foot shuttle, like down 50,
Yeah.
back 50.
Yeah.
It would be more reasonable
Because
because
that'd be a little bit
you could
more like
still-
similar to a regular
you could
run.
still go outside, like the gym. Like I understand people might
Yeah.
not have it in the gym, but it's like they're asking them to go 800 meters outside the gym. Like you could definitely go 50 feet. Yeah, I think it's crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see what plays out. I mean, I don't care to pay attention to the team stuff, honestly, but I mean, I just
Me
think that's like I just don't you feel like that's a good indicator that the individuals are gonna run too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, bro, imagine if you live in freaking Alaska right now, or you live in
That was
like
a good argument.
freaking Arizona.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's
Some people are gonna be running in
105 degrees.
Some people got to run in 105 degrees, and some people get to run in 70. You know what I mean? It's not the same.
Well, some people are gonna be running in freaking 40 in
Yeah.
Iceland, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's kind of a joke.
At that point, I don't feel like it's this like same stimulus. If like because
Oh, no, it's
running in
worse.
105 degrees is completely different from running in 40.
Yeah, I think that's a L. Like, I think that's probably one of the biggest like complaints I would have is because it's just like once again I don't love the word fair, but it totally is not fair across the board.
So what do you think about they did that in the 2020 games where they had you like measure out your 500 and then it was like outside for most people?
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that I mean, a little bit of the
Do you
same
think
argument.
that was unfair?
I wonder. I can't remember. Was that argument around then?
I don't think so because I think there was a few arguments against like for that. One was they had like an official judge sent out that was part of the L1 team. So
Yeah.
like they measured. Also, because there was so few of them and the way the workout was, they all did it on a track. Like most of them did it on like high school track.
Yeah, but
and then
I'm
on
wondering
top-
solely the argument of like just like demographic, like where they're at, like heat.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video of Tim Paulson doing it and he had like a beanie on.
Wow.
Would that make sense? No, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because it was in like
August.
September.
Oh, was it September?
Yeah, that year the games at the
Yeah.
ranch was in October.
I mean, it could be like 50 degrees out when he was doing it.
Yeah. Yep. I gotta go in a few minutes.
All right. Okay, do you want to save this for Wednesday or do you want to talk about it now?
We can talk about it now. It'll be short, and then if you want to talk about it more, I just want to hear what your thoughts to this is.
Okay, go ahead.
So I had a coach text me because I did the programming, right? I had a coach text me today. This is the programming for tomorrow's workout, and she said, "Hey, would you mind if I switch the programming around tomorrow? There's skill work tomorrow that's accumulate 20 bar muscle ups. Obviously, with inside that's for the coach to go over bar muscle up work with the class, go over drills, techniques, so this is for quality, not for time. And then there's a workout, just like a Metcon. It's a couplet of kipping pull-ups, mandatory kipping, and some box jump overs. And then there's an RX Plus option to do some box clears. You can clear the box. So pull-ups, whatever. And she's like, can I switch the two? So we're doing the workout first and then the bar muscle-ups after. And I said no. I said, I don't think, I want people to be more fresh for the high skill technique work. Or people probably just skip it too if it's at the end because they won't care to try to like do it.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Man," she's like, "Oh yeah, I thought you would say that or something." Kind of like, okay. And I said, "What's your rationale to wanting to do it?" Like I was like, "I just want to know why you think that." She goes, "Well, most like the people like in the classes, like she's like my morning classes, prioritize a lot more just like wanting to get a good workout in." And don't care too much for the bar muscle ups. What would you say? Like, what's your thought on that? Like, question, thought.
Mm. Dude, that's a tough one. I'm like kind of in the middle on that.
Well, I told her.
Because, like-
I said that's a valid point. Like I can.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my response?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I go away if I do that?
Yeah, but that's fine. Like I can still hear you.
Okay. I said I pick up what you're putting down. Like I think that's a valid point. I said these are my two arguments or reasoning I would give to members if that's their mindset. I said, one, the overall volume in the Metcon is fairly low with the pull-ups. I said there's only 10 around for 4 rounds. So it's only 40 pull-ups total in the Metcon. That's after the bar muscle-ups, okay? And I said any pre-fatigue built in from the bar muscle-ups is okay. Like I'm okay if they have some fatigue built in with the pulling. And I said it's going to allow for some like a muscular endurance stimulus for the workout, right?
Mhm.
I was like 10 or 4 rounds of 10 is digestible for a lot of the members. Like it's very doable amount of reps. It's not aggressive. So I was like, you don't need to be just 100% fresh going into the workout, always type of deal.
Mhm.
But her like insinuation, it was like kind of, she's like, you know, people care more about just like have a good score than like the bar muscle ups. Like people just want to kind of like get a workout in and not worry about like just doing skill work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, here's my more extreme argument in philosophy. Okay. I said, my philosophy, like, yeah, I have the CrossFit methodology and programming in general is that we still have to remember the core roots of it all. I said, we're always chasing and challenging our ability to increase our skill to the highest degree. I said, why? Because it's super functional and has carryover into our everyday life? No, definitely not. But it's the challenge and pursuit to doing and achieving cool things that your body is capable of while showcasing what is possible and what the methodology can produce. I said we have to remember that there is a sport element to our training, and are all parts of it necessary? Once again, no. But that's what separates us from everything else out there. We are not F45 or Orange Theory. We aren't just trying to come in here and get a good sweat on, although that's very valuable and important. There are other levels to everything we do and how we do it, and that won't be for everyone, but it is for anyone that wants to. And I said, I think it's important that we stay true to our roots as CrossFit gym by being different from what everyone else is doing, because we are different, and that's how we grow and keep a strong demographic of like members and then buying into what we're doing, which is CrossFit.
I like that.
But yeah, it's just kind of like the insinuation for me, like, you know, like why do we need to be doing bar muscle ups?
Yeah, like I just want to get a good sweat on.
And it's just like, do you need bar muscle ups? No, obviously you don't need them. But I was like, that is what our methodology is. It's practicing and trying to challenge yourself to reach those like high skill movements, seeing what your body's capable of because you can. And it's like, there is a sport element to our methodology. And it's like chasing that, like, you know, that challenge of like trying to accomplish like cool things that are like in the realm of sport, like these high school gymnastics. So it's like, it's fun. There's a fun part to it. We don't do it just because it's necessary. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can talk about it more next time if you have more thoughts on it. I gotta go.
Yeah, I do. Okay. All right.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Later. Bye.